Ready? Go ahead.
3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you are new, welcome. We're the Hale Sisters, if you don't already know. My name is Megan.
I'm Kristin.
This is gonna be our first episode of our new series we have titled Family Ties. We are going to get right into it. If you have not read the title already, we will be talking about dating. So, just to get everything started, we'll do a little bit of our history on dating, our experiences, things like that, you know, past, present, all that jazz. So, I'm gonna let you start and then I guess I can go after that.
Thank you. So my dating experience is very quick. I would say that I collected data on a few individuals, but nothing that ever was substantial for me to actually be in a relationship with them. So that's kind of my background on it.
Okay. Yeah, she had mentioned the whole collecting data. So like we kind of have the view of dating being collecting data, not necessarily exclusively so. For me, I would say that I've only been in like I've dated and stuff, but like I've probably been in 2 exclusive like serious relationships. They cool or whatever, but I feel like I learned a lot within the 2. I feel like I learned what I did not want, and then I learned what I did want, and what I like will and will not tolerate.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Sure.
So I definitely feel like I learned a lot from hearing other people's perspectives, but I also learned a lot about me and like my own personal value and like self-worth and things like that. And like, I mean, I wasn't really young, but like, I feel like each relationship you learn a lot about yourself, so you kind of grow up. So from my first relationship to my second relationship, I had already learned a lot. And so now from my second relationship to current day, I feel like I've learned even more. From not only getting their perspectives, but like I said, like learning about myself, how I feel about things, and like what it is I want for my future relationships, like serious relationships. So that's like pretty much my dating experience. Yeah.
I just feel like what you were saying that is super important for us to just remember is that dating is really for you as an individual.
Yeah.
Like it's built for, at least I say it's built for figuring out like what you're saying, like who you are, what you want, what you expect, what standards to keep, what standards to change, things of that nature, just to get you to wherever you want to be in life and in your future. But speaking of standards, what do you feel like is like dating with like your morals currently?
What do I say that again?
Like with your morals, like you're dating with morals, what does that look like in your current dating situation? Does it affect it or whatever?
Currently, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my dating life is dry, child. So it's a desert. I don't have anything to really go off on.
What they at though? What they at though?
But I will say that I think I can really only speak from my past to like people who've now tried, should I say. I do think though that my morals and standards were sometimes difficult to maintain.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it wasn't so much that it was like crazy, like requests and things like that, but I do feel like sometimes it was challenging because I personally feel like I have like a wide, not wide, but like I just have things that are just like, this is my value, this is my moral, like non-negotiables, like this is what I'm sticking with. And so I feel like sometimes things like me not having sex before marriage, and like being a virgin and things like that, in today's society, it's just like that is like a prerequisite essentially. Like it just comes with it. Like if y'all exclusive, y'all having sex. Like, it's just what it is. And so even though there are people who are like, you know, willing to, obviously like I said, I dated twice, so like willing to like date someone who's not, but I still believe that it can be difficult, especially like when the society gives you like this is just what comes with it. And that's a part of what makes a relationship so great. Like, it's kind of like as if you can't have a really good relationship without it. So, I mean, I do think that my standards and things sometimes affect the prospects I've had or the future or past experiences I've had. But I don't necessarily feel like I would change it, to be honest. Like, I think it's something that it just is what it is. But yes, to answer your question, I do think that that has affected it. What about you? Like, dating and like kind of collecting data on people, do you feel like sometimes your morals and your standards can be like reasons that people like, or guys will like shy away? Or
absolutely. I definitely feel that way for majority of it. Especially just like, you know, being older and things of that nature. Like, a lot of guys are used to that, you know, and I feel like as a society,
I'm just like,
as a society, like, females are more okay with it as well. So when you find someone that is like, no, I'm not really open to that, either they're like, okay, that's cool, like, I can like make it work, but it really don't be working if you really just doing it just because of me, you know?
That's real.
So that's one thing. And then I also think like just dating in general in our society is just like so casual. I say like a lot of people like to practice marriage but not really be in marriage. And like it's wide spectrums, like just wide spectrums, but definitely a lot of people out here really taking on husband duties, wifely duties, and it's like you are a whole girlfriend. You're a whole girlfriend. Like, play your role. And I think that that is where, like, especially when you're out of relationships that like you had a whole wife, like you're expecting me to be a wife as well. And so I think that plays a part with our standards and our morals when it comes to dating.
I agree. Do you feel like females nowadays have lowered their standards kind of when it comes to dating as to like what they will and will not accept, what they will and will not like tolerate? I mean, because I feel like, let me get my answer first. I feel like sometimes girls do a lot more, or females do a lot more than what I would ever do. And I don't know if it's so much that it's wrong, but I do kind of, like, I feel like sometimes it doesn't always seem like the men have the opportunity to chase you. Like, I am all here for, you know, like, I feel like, Kristin says this all the time, but like, I am the prize, but I feel like he's the prize as well. And I totally agree with that because like, we're both somebody, you know what I mean? Like, we're both important. However, I feel like the pursuit still looks a certain way. Not saying the exact way you have to do it, but I feel like a guy has to have some sort of drive to like, or desire like to chase you. And I feel like sometimes girls, like nowadays, it's like you literally have laid it all out on the table, so there is nothing for them to chase. I mean, I know some dudes nowadays are okay with that or whatever, but I feel like most guys want to have some sort of like desire to chase you. So I mean, what do you feel? Do you agree, or do you feel like females really haven't changed their standards or lowered their standards?
I would say I can't really speak to like the older generation, because I only know stories. Like, I wasn't really in it, but I feel like right now, I wouldn't say that they necessarily lowered their standards as much as a lot more things are acceptable. So like, even the sense of like, because I know like back even in like grandma's time, like side chicks was still there. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, yes, I completely agree with the pursuit situation. I just feel like the people who are going to be there for the long haul, the guys will pursue. But the ones that are available, they're not just gonna walk past them. Like, you're literally throwing yourself at me, so I'm gonna use you and then move on. And I think that is what we see a lot. We see a lot of the ones that are throwing themselves at them, and then all of a sudden y'all done, and then you pop up 6 months later and like we didn't see the pursuit, but you pursued her, and now y'all out here about to get married, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's real.
So I just think that what we see now is so much more of I'm an independent woman. I can get my man if I want my man. You know, all of that.
That's real.
So yeah,
balance.
How I feel.
I would agree with that. I mean, kind of like you said, like, we don't necessarily know, and we know that some things haven't changed that much in today's time, but I agree, like, you be hearing some stories where it's like, this girl been with this man for like years, and then they break up, and then in like 2 years he married, and I'm like, it had to be different. There had to be something different. But you never know. Side chicks be winning sometimes nowadays, so it's crazy. It's a whole different time. So, going along with that though, do you feel like because I know I said like it could just be me, but do you ever feel like you are being too picky and that's why your dating situation is what it is today?
Yeah. I would say, I don't like the word picky, so I would say selective.
This girl.
But I feel like absolutely I am selective, and I personally feel that I have every right to be. And not saying that to be cocky or anything like that, but like you said, what I would say, I'm the prize, you're the prize as well. So you have every right to be selective as well. And I feel like we are selecting someone who is going to be our partner for the rest of our lives.
That's
like,
real.
You gotta be picky with that. You picky with what outfit you wear. You picky with what car you drive. Like, I feel like you should be picky to an extent, like, and get what it is that you want and what's best for you in life. I feel like picky has such a negative connotation when it comes to dating because we shouldn't be so stereotypical, I guess you could say, so list driven. But I feel like I feel like you said, there's a difference between like having your non-negotiables and like having your preferences. And I feel like your non-negotiables like should be your non-negotiables, and you have every right to have those non-negotiables. So that's what I feel like the selective part is. And then your preferences, which are like well, it depends on you, but like your preferences or like my preferences would be like their height, their occupation, things like that. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
It did. I would agree. I mean, I would honestly second almost everything you said. Amongst the things that there is differences between non-negotiables and preferences. So I will say for myself, yes, there have been times I've been picky, and honestly, sometimes I've regretted like how picky I was, like in situations of being like, dang, I didn't really give him a fair shot, or like, okay, Megs, he was doing a lot, and now it is what it is. So I'm not gonna lie, there have been times I've definitely learned from being overly picky. But I will say, I think for me at least, I don't think what you said, it's too much. It's kind of like we have a right to a certain level. But yeah, I definitely think though that there are limits to how picky you should be or whatever. Because I think sometimes females be doing entirely too much. Like you got a whole list of things, but it's like all physical, and it's like, girl,
and it's like stuff
you literally just named one person, and you already know his name, and clearly if that was it, y'all would be good. So like, yeah, I feel like sometimes they be a little reckless with that. For sure. But so when it comes to those type of things, like, what do you feel like when it comes to just like picky and preferences? Do you have a certain preference on like dating styles? Do you like have this like fantasy of like, I'm gonna meet my man at the church, or like, child, you know, you never know, one day I'm gonna just be at the club, I don't even know why I'm there, and then he's gonna be right there, like,
I'm there for an appearance.
Right. What do you feel? Do you have any preferences on that?
That's funny. So actually, you know, but like my preferences have changed recently, and so I was like very much so like, I'm gonna meet him this way, this only way, and so now I'm like a lot more open. I think that just me finding myself, like just having different conversations with other people, like I just felt like I was just a little bit too restricted. So like I'm open to meeting you in Walmart, Target, Fry's. Like, I'm open to meeting you at church. Like, I'm just open to everywhere. Like, I've even ventured into online dating, which, not gonna lie, like, I used to be anti-online dating.
Swiper, no swiping! Swiper, no swiping! Oh, man!
I used to think, like, it was weird, stuff like that.
Did.
But it's actually fun. So, like, if that's something that you would be open to, like, I would check it out and see what it is. Like, it makes me realize, like, there's so many people out there that, like, I always walk around like, there's no good guys out here. And don't get me wrong, give me some bums in here. But it's like, there's no good guys out there. But, like, there are, like, heck of people who are low-key just like me. Like, I was telling Megan the other day, I'm like, bro, we literally go to work, go to church, go to our parents' house.
Just so sad.
Like, that's it. Everything else we do, like, right around here. Like, go to the gym right around here. So, yeah, I just don't know, like, how else you're gonna, like, meet a person unless you put yourself out there, like, network and stuff like that. But I would definitely say, like, I'm not as closed off to other dating styles, for sure. I'm open to them all.
She's just a colorful rainbow. I respect that. I think, for me at least, I'm not gonna lie, I have a preference. I like to meet you in the flesh.
Oh, for sure. That would be the ideal.
I've met, like, I mean, I guess you could say technically I've dated.
You sure have.
Online, so to speak. So, like,
social media counts.
Yeah, so, like, one of my exes, like, we met through social media first. It was, like, through someone we knew, but it was, like, through social media. And then it led into, obviously,
she tried to sugarcoat it
and things like that. I mean, because it was other parts to it. That doesn't matter. So, I mean, I guess you could say that's how it happened. And I personally am not against social media, but like, you know, like DMs and, like, the idea of, like, meeting somebody on social media or doing a dating site, like, I'm not really anti it. I do, though, like to meet you in the flesh because I personally like having conversations with you,
for sure, in
person. I want you to just be able to, from the get-go, kind of fill me out based off of just who I am, and I can kind of fill you out based off of who you are. Now, I know we present ourselves as our best, like, especially when we're interested, but at the same time, you still get a feel for a person to know, like, yeah, do I even want to carry this conversation past this moment or not? So, I mean, I would say that's my preference in, like, my dating style. I would prefer, but I also think it's always possible, like, to meet someone on social media. I'm also not against, like, dating people, like, out who don't live, like, in my state. I feel like that's possible too. Like, shoot, I don't know her yet, but you could be somewhere else that I'm not located. And, you know, I just want you to know, future babe, I'm okay with that. You know, I'm not gonna limit you at all. So, yeah. So I feel like I don't have any problems with that, but I would say my preference is in person. Like, you know. So
that's my preference too, sis. I'm just saying I'm open. You know.
I respect it. I feel like in today's world, you gotta be.
Okay, so I got a question though. So your preference is in person.
Okay, yeah.
We are quarantined right now. So you not seeing a person but me.
Yeah.
You can't date me.
Oh, girl. And I sure would not want to do a clash.
So, like, what does that look like? Has quarantine affected, like, your dating styles, or, like, what does that look like? It's still dry.
Ciao! Like, it's just a little parched. It is dry. I'm not even about to front. I have had experiences of, like, talking to people, like,
during this quarantine.
Okay.
Let us know.
Collecting data.
She said Corona won't stop me.
No,
okay.
It's not like that. Like, it's just been conversation.
Amen. Okay.
With people, you know, like, I don't know. I definitely think it has limited it though. Like, you know, it's like you've got to, the really only options you have is FaceTime, texting, or social media. Like, for me at least, like, those are my only options. I am all here for FaceTime because I feel like that's probably the closest you're gonna get in person. But yeah, child, I mean, quarantine and dating is hard, especially, like, in my case, when it's dry already, okay? It's already dry and you can't go out nowhere and see nothing else. So it's just like, I'm just sitting on here scrolling through your dog on Instagram with all these celebrities who, you know, good and well you ain't gonna date. So it's just a mess, child. But I would say yes, it has affected me. Not in a negative way, but it's just like it hasn't really changed. You know what I mean? So it's the same. So what about you? Like, how has quarantine, you know, affected your life and dating and all that?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily changed it. I don't like quarantine. Like, it is the ghetto. Like, I hate it here.
I feel like it's a year. I hate it here.
I like being able to be at home, but I don't like the restrictions that quarantine has caused in general.
Okay.
So you know, Kristin, like I will find a way around everything. Like if there's a will, there's a way. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily restricted it. It's definitely changed it a lot. But that's why I feel like being open to other dating styles has definitely helped because
for sure.
Yeah, it would be crazy restricted for sure. But yeah.
Well, good for you. I'm glad that you're doing well. Okay.
I'm gonna give y'all some tools, including her.
I'm just out here struggling.
Because we're gonna succeed. We're gonna make it. We're gonna have rings one day, and
period.
But let's give some tools. So some tools that I have, obviously, everybody knows about Relationship Goals by Michael Todd. We've been reading that book, Fire. Speaking of him, the sermon series, the Relationship Goals, the first one, like 2 years ago, and then also Reloaded is very good as well. Rock Solid Singles by the Moores from Faith Christian Center. Those are our pastors. That's like bomb. It's really good. What else? 5 Love Languages. The book is a very good book to have in your arsenal as well.
We've also been watching, it's a YouTube channel called The Azawus. We'll put it down below so you guys can check them out. But they've been doing this series called like Talk Back and the Whole Truth, I think is what it's called. On like dating and like asking those questions that most people shy away from or ask too late, especially Christian and dating. So I would definitely encourage you to watch that. It's made me even look at my perspective of dating differently, and things like that, or just what I would go into dating doing next go round. So yes, highly encourage that. And then
The Wait is also a really good book as well. By Megan Good and Devon Franklin. That's a really good book as well. We're gonna link all of these in the description box because I know it's a lot, but that's a really good book as well. And if we forget any, we'll put it in the description box too because I can't think of any more.
Yeah, I think honestly you hit on the nail already for the ones I would have used. So yeah, that one.
But anyway, that is all we have for today. So make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit that bell notification to get our next video. Thumbs it up. And then also, like, in the comments, let us know, like, your thoughts on dating. Like, do you feel like you're super picky? Like, or you may be, like, really open? I don't like picky. So selective or really open. Are you open to other dating styles? Stuff like that. Give us some tips and tricks and tools that you guys use. Sure. And that's about it. So follow us at _Hale Sisters. You can follow me at I am Kristin Joy and Megan at
I am Megan Hale.
So we will see y'all next week. Bye y'all.
Bye.